Hello and welcome to another edition of Shine Dubai, our series dedicated to highlighting empowering and pioneering women in the community. Today we met with guest Elissa Freiha at the STEP Conference Dubai. Speaking on behalf of MENA Women in Tech, we discovered the story behind her company, WOMENA, and discussed the joys and challenges of the startup scene for businesswomen in the region. So Elissa, it's so great to have you with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
STEP Conference, Women in Tech. First up, if you just introduce us to WOMENA, your company of angel investors.
Yeah, so we launched WOMENA about a year and a half ago in an aim to create a manager-led angel network of women who would want to invest in tech startups in the Middle East.
Right.
So the women are the investors, but on the entrepreneur side, we don't necessarily look at just women. So we're not gender focused on that end. We just look for the best tech companies that there are here.
Okay. And in terms of your personal journey, what drove you to want to do this? Why did you see this gap in the market of female investors?
Well, I think specifically the gap in the market that we spotted was the funding gap. Between $500K and about $1 million is called the valley of death. And a lot of these startups aren't able to get through this valley and find funding. The investors need to be there, and investors that are educated, that are really strategic, that are angels. They're there to help you. They're there to help you navigate that difficult valley, right?
Absolutely.
And then once we got here, we realized we were the only women in the room most of the time, and that didn't need to be the case. I mean, statistics were showing us that there were very, very educated women, that there was a lot of capital directly in the hands of women, that they were working and that they had incredible connections, and all these little elements that make up perfect angels. And we decided to start targeting women because, first and foremost, we didn't want to be the only ones. We know that there are a lot of people with a lot to offer, regardless of gender, but that everyone benefits from diversity.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of startups, why would you say startups are such an important platform for women in business? Why is it such a great avenue to go down?
Well, it's a very difficult avenue to go down.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as a lot of people think, and people underestimate the toll that starting your own company can take.
I really enjoyed what you were saying actually about this subject when you were doing your talk upstairs.
Yeah. It's very specific, you know. I mean, 30% of entrepreneurs go through depression. There's another 15% that will deal with some sort of mental disorder at some point. Like, it's very, very stressful, regardless of gender. Statistically, companies make higher returns. Female entrepreneurs make 15% more than their male counterparts. And in the workplace in the US, they get paid 15% less on average.
That's amazing. So what would you say are the challenges that people are always talking about with women in business, specifically to women? Obviously, there's challenges for every entrepreneur, regardless of gender, but like specifically for women, what have you seen?
I mean, people always bring up work-life balance as an issue for all entrepreneurs, but because there's still social expectations on women to fulfill a certain role in their life or in their family life or their personal life, juggling that is an issue. We're the only ones that can get pregnant. So if any woman wants to have a child and a family, that's going to be another issue. You're still dealing with people that are a little bit older than you that might still have a backwards mentality that might be a little bit sexist or inappropriate. But to be honest, neither my co-founder nor myself experienced any of that when we were starting. Because in tech, you're in a very progressive mindset. You're with people who are forward-thinking. They're not as consciously sexist.
And with startups, it's obviously, it's about you, it's about your ideas, so it doesn't really matter where they're coming from or who's even generating, as long as they happen with passion.
Exactly. And the ideas are a dime a dozen. You're never the first person to think of what you did. We're definitely not the first female angel group. But by God, we're going to be the best.
Well, Elissa, you're certainly a role model for female entrepreneurs in the Middle East. Thank you for having us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So the startup scene could be the ideal launchpad for more female involvement in the business world. Now, if you'd like to nominate a woman who is paving the way and influencing society, do get in touch. You can contact us at news@city7tv.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.